Well, my name's Tory Campbell, and I'm a graduate of Marshall High School. I graduated way back in 1995. I actually was over at Franklin and talking with some students and about leadership, and one of the students asked, "When did I graduate?" And I proudly said 1995, and there was silence, and then a gasp, and the kid said, "Wow, that was when I was born." So anyways, and I started this project to capture the stories of these two young ladies because I knew that it was important to do that, to capture a story of lives that would be most adversely affected by the decision to close Marshall High School. This is 2 days before the end of their junior year as they are getting ready to close Marshall down. And they were excited, they were grieving, they were happy, they were about the end of just their junior year. They were also very optimistic and yet nervous about what the future held. And I just thought it was a great opportunity to capture two friends in a very familiar place that they would no longer be in.
I'm Jasmine, and the first week of school sucked.
I'm Noan, and this first week of school has been nothing but chaos.
The first class I walked into, it was totally full. There was no more chairs, and I actually had to share a chair with a kid from Marshall I knew, but wasn't even close with. So that was interesting.
It's just been really hectic. Just trying to, and you think they gave us 10 minutes passing time. They're like, "Oh, that'd be more than enough," and it's elbow to elbow. Like at some points, it even stopped. Like people just stop moving because there's no place to move.
So when you, a few years back, were thinking about what your senior year would look like and where you would go, obviously you're thinking about Marshall.
Definitely.
What did that look like?
I just had it all planned out here. That's what sucks. Get on all my teachers' good side, and I had that done. And even the teachers that I had a hard time with at the beginning of the year now love me, and I've been nose to nose with one of my teachers, and still she'll be like, "If you need a letter of recommendation, let me know." And I just had everything planned out here. Like, me and her were going to be valedictorian. I had all the chords planned out that I was going to get, and I got to start all over.
Like with Marshall closing last year, like I felt throughout the whole year last year, everybody was just losing motivation for school. I felt the stress on the teachers because the stress reflected on us when they had nothing to do, or they just made us watch movies to get past the day. And I'm like, I can't wait to go to Franklin, It'll be a fresh start and I can get away from this. And it's just not how I imagined, starting my senior year.
Yeah, I feel like this isn't going to be like a senior year. I feel like this is going to be like a freshman year, and that's not how it should be. Like, we worked hard. We worked really hard our last 3 years to call Marshall home, and it's not. And now we're here, and we don't get to have fun. We just get to stress. Everybody's relaxing their senior year, and we're just trying our hardest to still make it.
Yeah, but I'm sure it'll pick up. It's just the first week where you just.
But it's sad that it's like this just after the first week too.
Yeah.
Team sports is a huge part of the high school experience. And I think this was one of the things that really showed a lot of the tension of going to a new school outside of the academic challenges, was just being able to fit in and still excel at the same level that Jasmine and Nguyen did at Marshall. And this image just shows them breaking out of their huddle before they started their first game, which Jasmine was able to start, which was exciting. But it also meant the start of a new season and a new experience for her and Nguyen.
Today's a big day. We have our first soccer game this season against
in this ugly maroon uniform.
We're playing Aloha High School at Aloha, and I'm really nervous. I always get butterflies before every game, but this time, because I feel like I haven't made a really big connection with the team yet, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play as a team with them yet. Because off the season last year, everybody just already loved each other, so everybody just trusted each other. I feel really intimidated at the same time because I feel like a lot of the girls are more competitive than I am. So
yeah, I'm not too worried about it, but I am because I'm goalie, I'm a part of the team, but at the same time I have to play my own game. So I'm not worried about how to work with everybody else. I just pretty much need to communicate, and I'm not too worried about that, but I am worried about seeing how we mesh together and wondering if something goes wrong, are they going to put their players in and forget about us?
At Marshall, because of the size of the school, both of them were able to participate actively and play. And so Jasmine was able to successfully transition over in terms of being able to play soccer and softball, where Nguyen, who had played only soccer at Marshall and was able to participate this year, got on the team but pretty much rode the bench. And so it was pretty boring and demoralizing experience, I think, for her, where Jasmine was still able to thrive. But they talked a lot about the change in culture in terms of what their experience was like being on a new team, new teammates, a new coach who also shaped them differently. And I think that's where it was difficult for Jasmine to, I think, really enjoy it. She still excelled because of her athletic prowess, but she still didn't enjoy it quite as much because of the lack of relationships.
I remember in middle school when me and her found out what valedictorian was. We both decided, hey, we're both going to be valedictorian, and we set that goal. And I remember first semester, and when it was kind of iffy on one of her classes, and I'm glad she pulled it through, because I even got to say it in my Ford interview for the scholarship that me and my best friend are both going to be valedictorian. We did it. We set that goal in 6th grade, and we did it.
How are you guys feeling?
I feel like I'm going to screw up my speech, maybe puke, I don't know.
This is your
One or the other.
valedictorian speech, correct?
Yep.
Did you guys all do a paragraph? Or?
Yep. Yeah, I rewrote mine this morning, and I've been trying to reword it, or trying to repeat it over in my head, and I catch myself rewording it different every time. So that only means I'm going to stutter a million times up there.
Wherever I am, I'm reading my speech in my head over and over and over.
I've been pacing.
It hasn't hit me yet still, though.
Were you nervous when you gave your speech?
Yes. Because from where I was sitting, I only saw half of the stadium. When I got up there, I saw the other half. I was like, oh my God.
Good. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you guys.
I think that's the thing that's most impressive in all of this, is that they were able to maintain a focus, be valedictorians, which is you have to maintain a 4.0 throughout all 4 years. And Nguyen is going to be going to Pacific Lutheran, and Jasmine is going to be going to the University of Portland. And Jasmine is actually, her story is really fascinating. She's the first in her family to graduate from high school. And not only is it high school, but for her it's now college that she's headed towards. So it's a really inspiring story.